T2RX6 here, back for another Transformers third-party review. And today we are going to be taking a look at part 3 of 6 of TFC Toys Hercules. In this one, we are looking at Structor. And again, just a quick look at the box. You got that real nice artwork that they've done. Again, on the back there, it says Structor on the side. The side here, which I really like this picture because for whatever reason, of all these guys, he feels the most G1 looking, and it just really looks like the G1 toy, just like super articulated. Again, just the thing, collect all 6 to form Hercules, and just the product shots, and then the real nice piece of artwork on the side again. So nothing big. Inside the box, of course, you're going to get your instructions, which are just kind of black and white for the most part. I mean, you got the green showing what happens, but everything is just drawn in like line art, and then how to turn them into a foot. And finally, you've got, if my fingers will pick it up, the card showing the artwork again. Bring a light down here so you can see it a little better. The card showing the artwork that they had commissioned, and then just kind of some stats. Now, inside the box, of course, with every Hercules member you get 2 guns, the purple and the red version, but with Structor, also known as Scrapper, you get the chest shield pieces to Hercules. And you can see it looks like they're going to peg on this side. They also have little peg pieces right here where you can fit something in here like that. I don't know what that's going to be used for yet. I don't know if that'll secure on the Devastator somehow. I don't think so. I have Dr. Crank and I've seen them combined at this point. Yeah, I'm not really sure what that's used for. Interesting enough, you do have 3mm clip weapon point right on this chest piece. So it'll be interesting to see what they work with this. I'm not going to show you these though in robot mode because they're kind of pointless in robot mode. So I will show you in the alt mode just because it's kind of a G1 homage thing. I'm not a big fan of it. These are just kind of sitting out until I get the rest of the pieces. So let's look at Structor himself. And man, is he a cool looking robot. Now, so far, the favorites I have gone in the reverse order that they're released. So up until Dr. Crank, this guy was my favorite. Now I got Dr. Crank and him at the same time, so Dr. Crank, as soon as I opened him, just completely replaced this guy as my favorite. But this guy would be second, and then Heavy Labor third, and then Exgraver fourth at this point. I just really like the aesthetics of this guy. I really dig his face. Again, that brilliant red light piping just kind of shines right through with that eerie, almost LED looking glow to it. I mean, that's just ridiculous looking. Excuse me. For articulation, you do have the arm goes in and out. It can get a full 360. You do have to kind of adjust it there. You got an upper swivel, an elbow. No wrist swivel just because of how it transforms, but it can tilt in and out. Another thing, real quick, you may notice, I've gone ahead and actually painted my red guns black and just left little bits and pieces of them to get that red showing through on various areas. So I've done that with everyone. Again, the purple gun is exactly the same thing. I just am leaving that one unpainted more because Devastator's original gun was unpainted. You do have, for this guy, getting back to his articulation, because he is a foot, he does have some waist movement there that he can go left and right and tilt. Makes him perfect for, you know, a little dance number or something like that. His legs are on a ratchet. Now, mine were a lot more stiff at first, and now they move pretty freely. I haven't opened it up to make sure nothing's happening inside there, but it really feels looser, but it's not going anywhere. It's not loose enough to fall, so maybe it was just breaking in the tooth a little bit. I don't know. You do have a thigh swivel here, and a very, very difficult to use knee. It's just very ratchety. But there it is. He also has the little heel spurs in the back that you flip down to give him extra support so he doesn't tilt backwards. So if you find yourself starting to see him not standing right, check your rear ankles tilt, because that's been a problem a couple times where you're messing with them and they kind of, you know, work their way up a little bit and there's just a little to pull down. So make sure you check those. He's a pretty sturdy guy, so let me put these back on him here. And let's bring in the other Constructicons here for now, just for a quick size comparison and, you know, to show you what they look like. They just look really good together. All of these right now I have in robot mode sitting on my shelf, and I just love how they look on the shelf together. In fact, I foresee myself transforming them in and out of their Devastator mode fairly frequently because I do like these individual robots. So to transform them, let's take these accessories away, and I guess just real quick I'll show it. You can like put these wings on any place and fold them back, whatever you want to do. I think they serve no purpose in bot mode, hence why I wasn't really going to show you. So the first thing we're going to do here is push down his head. So you just have that little piece sticking up like that. Then you're going to go ahead and flip in his fists here. And this is not the order that they tell you to do it, but it's just kind of, you don't really need to follow their order. You can unpeg that, or well, it's not really pegged in very well. It does have slots and tabs to receive it, but it's not that strong, so you can just disconnect it. Fold in these heel spurs here. And then take the bottom part, and this is kind of stiff. You can hear the ratchet. Just do it so these circles are at the front here. And then do the same for this side. If you don't have that right, these wheels won't touch the ground. From here, just ratchet out the back here so we can close this all up after. And then you take his legs, and you can put them together. It's easier not to just because of how stiff these ratchets are. And just kind of get them all situated like that. Put them on around. And then you can peg them together. And then get it into their final position. It's just too hard to do it at once. And then fold this piece down and fold that. And you'll see you have these little gray tabs, and they just kind of, you may have to mess with it a little. Mine sits a little high until I pull it down. Once you pull it down, you can slide that gray tab in, and there's one on each side, and it locks it in. And I like the detailing on the back here. There's actually a lot of paint work done on these guys, considering. So now we're almost done. All we're gonna do here is fold his arms down, and I messed up because of his waist swivel here. And then once his arm is down like that, there's a square hole right there, and it's just gonna meet up with that round peg. It's not a terribly solid peg-in or anything. And then do the same for this side and peg it on in. It's not going anywhere, it's just not, you know, completely form fit. And then bring this down. And there you have a really nice looking back loader. Again, you have the piston that actually works. Well, doesn't work properly, but it actually, you know, telescopes in and out, which is nice. And a pretty nice range of movement on the bucket. You do have some really nice looking paint apps. It's a pretty convincing loader. Now for this guy, you can also take his weapons, of course. Everyone shows that you can put them on, and you can kind of plug them in wherever you want, wherever there's the holes. Again, he's another case of I don't really see any really good place to put them, so I'm not going to bother. I suppose if you really want, you can take these wings and, well, if you put them in the proper way with the detail side up, you get something like that, and that is the winged tractor mode that he had going on for a G1 toy. If you want, you could kind of angle them up just a little, and then you could put his guns right underneath here, just to give him like an attack mode. It's kind of up to you if you like it or not. I don't particularly like my construction vehicles flying, so I prefer just to leave it off. So let's take a look at him with the other Constructicons. Okay, so here I have him back in his alt mode, and I took the time real quick to do the other Constructicons, and I just really love the sense of scale these guys bring together. The cockpits being a big reason for that. Now you can remove any one of these cockpits, except heavy labors, and kind of like trade them around, which is also leading to some speculation that these have some kind of extra purpose that we don't know of yet. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with them, but the cockpits really do lend a sense of scale to these guys, as do the wheels. They're real nice. I really like how they all look together. Now, just one additional thing, you can take X-Graver's shovel piece off, and you can actually plug it right on into the top here. I'm not entirely sure why you would want to do that, but it does look like some kind of piece of not earthly construction vehicle. So that is an option if you do like that type of thing. And if you followed the X-Graver fix, then your shovel is still good, and when you ordered heavy labor, hopefully you got your replacement shovel. So with that in mind, you may have an extra shovel lying around that you can do something unearthly with if you so choose. Alright, so now that we've shown you the robot mode and the vehicle mode, let's take him to his leg mode. And for that, you're going to want to prop up the shovel, then unpeg his arm pieces. Now, you may have to play with this a little. I find rotating them backwards is easiest, just because it clears this little peg right here best. And once you do, get his arms like that, and then fold the forearm into the shoulder, and we'll do that again. If you go that way, you see you clear the peg. If I go this way, it hits the peg. So turn it the opposite direction. Make sure that this little post here is down, and then plug the forearm into the shoulder, and there you got another leg. Well, the only leg we have at this point. And then because he has that really nice waist tilt, you can get a nice angle on that leg. So that's just a really nice sturdy leg for him. In fact, in the combined mode, I've had him stand just using this leg. So it's pretty solid on keeping him steady. You just kind of have to balance the upper part a little. So there you go, a leg of Devastator. That is part 3 of 6. It's actually, I only call this 3 of 6 because of the Constructicons. There will be a 7th part just titled Hercules, which will be the actual combined form. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I will see you next time.